How are you? I hope your weekend has been good. Today we're going to talk a little bit about time. And it's a common topic among us Africans because we have our own brand of time. When we were doing physics in SS1, we were told that there is some universal device that captures the time accurately for the entirety of the Earth using some radioisotope that decays at a predefined rate, so it's able to determine time. I think it's called the cesium clock or something. Now we're also told in corporate environments that there's something called a network time protocol, that the network time protocol server that keeps the time for all the servers. You see, those are measures or ways in which systems have been developed to accurately calculate or measure time. In Africa, we have our own protocol for measuring time. Let me describe it to you. Assuming you are invited to a wedding. The wedding card says the time for this wedding is 10 a.m. What you would typically do according to the African Time Protocol, ATP, is to say, look, everybody else is going to arrive at 10:30. I know them. They are going to arrive by 10:30. So what we should do is to wait. Dress up, sit down, relax. Don't be too much in a hurry. We know that everybody else will arrive at 10:30. Then we will give ourselves 15 minutes. We don't want to be the first people sitting in front there. We just give everybody 10:30. Then from 10:30, we give ourselves 15 minutes, and then we'll arrive at the venue around, let's say, 10:50, so that we won't be the first people there, so that we won't be too early, because we know that everybody else is going to come by 10:30. Now, you in your house, that is your strategy for arriving at that wedding. When you arrive at that wedding, it so happens that is also everybody else's strategy. Everybody else assumes that everybody will arrive by 10:30, and then they give themselves an extra 15 minutes that will allow, so that there'll be too much the inconvenience of being the first person at an event. So everybody just follows that laid down protocol, ATP, African Time Protocol, and then you find out that by the time we start the wedding, it's probably 11:30, as against the time 10 o'clock that was depicted on the invite. Now what happens is that when you now arrive at the wedding, you congratulate yourself, because you're telling yourself, you see, I told you. You tell your wife, or your wife tells the husband, you see, I told you, I know them, this is how everybody behaves. So we were right. We were supposed to arrive at 10:45 for a 10 a.m. wedding. We were actually correct. This is how it happens here, and that is the culture that we keep driving, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a lecture, whether sometimes even arriving at work. That is the protocol. Protocol is, why do you have to arrive work by 8 a.m.? Everybody else will arrive at 8:30. Nothing will really be happening. By 8:30, 9, things will start happening in the office, and then that is the way things work around here, the ATP, African Time Protocol. Now, let me tell you something as a business owner. Because this is everybody's protocol, everybody's pattern of thinking, I am telling you that if you develop a unique pattern of thinking that says that if I give a customer time and tell the person, I am going to deliver your service by 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, and I do that, if I do that the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, by the time I'm doing it the fifth time, I would have earned a reputation for delivering my services on time. I will have earned a reputation that says, this guy, if he gives you 11 o'clock, he will be there by 11 o'clock. This guy, if you prepares an event and says, look, I am going to have this event by 10 a.m., he will be there at 10 a.m. If you build that protocol, if you build that culture with yourself as a business, you will distinguish yourself from the rest of the players in yourself, and that gives you what you call a competitive advantage if you become known for keeping time. Keeping time is not just about arriving at the event early or arriving at the meeting early, but also delivering your service early. You need to have enough expertise, enough proper estimation of what you do to be able to say, this is the amount of time it will take me to sew this clothing. This is the amount of time it will take me to deliver this woodwork. This is the amount of time it will take me to do such and such for this person, because you've been doing it for long enough to be able to estimate the time and add a markup. It is better to add a markup and tell the person I will deliver in 3 weeks rather than 2, than to tell the person I will deliver in 2 weeks and not be able to deliver in 3. You see, time is the most precious thing anybody can give you. When you tell somebody, I want 1 hour of your time, I want to discuss something with you, by the time that person gives you his time, he's giving you part of his life. If he gave you his money, he can make that money some other way. He can generate that money some other way. But he gives you his time. It is not possible to regenerate time. So time is the most precious thing anybody can give you. If, for example, you have a mentor and you schedule a meeting with him on whatever platform, and you say, look, we are going to be there by 10 a.m. We are going to be talking about this, and we're going to be talking for 30 minutes, because this is not just about the start time, it's also about the stop time. We're going to be there for 30 minutes. Once you make that promise to the people you are expecting to give you audience, you are expecting them to give you 30 minutes of their life. You're expecting them to give you 30 minutes of something that cannot be recovered. Time cannot be recovered. Life cannot be recovered. If he was slated for to live for 70 years and you're asking for that time, he has given you a portion of that 70 years. That's the most precious thing he can ever give to you. It doesn't look that way because we don't have a way of accurately measuring it or matching it to what our normal measure of value. The truth is, the most precious thing anybody can give you is their time. And let me tell you, both employers and employees, somebody made a profound statement to us some time ago. I believe it was Bishop Gideon Titiofe. He said that, look, that it is better to sell your skill than to sell your time. It is better to sell your skill and to sell your time. Because you look at it as an employee. You see, what you're typically doing as a regular employee is you're selling 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day. 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day. And even though you may have delivered what you were supposed to deliver that day, you still have to put down that portion of your life to the employer day after day after day. But what he was saying is that, look, if you have a way to take the skill that you have and to sell that skill to multiple people within the same time frame, it may be better for you. Time is the most precious commodity in this universe. It cannot be recovered. It cannot be accumulated the way everybody accumulates wealth or money. In this world, there are different levels of wealth. People are billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, whatever it is, naires, and some people are just at the bottom. But you see, everybody has an equal amount of time, 24 hours every day. Well, roughly equal, because some people live longer than others. But the point is, each day, 24 hours every day, everybody has the same amount. When somebody gives you a portion of that time, it is a very precious gift, and you need to respect it. You need to respect that somebody is giving you something that can never be recovered. Forget the protocol that assumes other people will be late, and decide yourself that as a culture, as a practice, as a business practice, as a personal practice, I'm going to respect people's time. I'm going to appreciate the value that people are giving me when they offer me their time. Thank you for listening. My name is Kenneth Igiri, and if you like this video, do share.